Good morning Year 6 and welcome to our second home learning lesson. In today's second lesson we will be doing maths. Our learning objective today is to read and write numbers with up to 7 digits, understanding what each digit represents. Let's see how good we are at using our place value knowledge. Using your place value knowledge, can you identify the value of the numbers in red? Here are the numbers. Remember, you're trying to identify the value of the number in red. Here's the first one. 3,494,594. Here's number 2. 5,595,840. Here's the next. 4,359,645. And finally, the last one. 9,485,874. Now that may have been difficult to do mentally, so what can we use to help us? How about a place value grid? Here's one below. As you can see, it is broken down into 7 place values, starting with our ones or units, then tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and finally millions. We're going to try this activity again, but this time we're going to use the place value grid to support our learning. So pause the video and write out your own version of a place value grid. Once you've done this, unpause the video and I will read the numbers out again. Are you ready? I'm going to read the numbers out again, and what I'd like you to do is identify the numbers in red. What are their values? 3,494,594. 5,595,840. 4,359,645. And 9,485,874. Remember, make sure you've placed these in the correct place value. So what else can a place value grid help us with? Look at the symbols below and have a guess. That's right, they can help us to identify whether a number is bigger or smaller than others. By placing more than one number into the place value grid, you can identify which number is larger or smaller by looking at each individual place value. It's important to make sure you start with the largest place value. If these are equal, then you would move on to the next place value. And remember, when using the correct mathematical symbol, the crocodile always eats the bigger number. Here's an example of how to use the place value grid to identify whether a number is larger or smaller. Here I've put the first number and the second number into the place value grid, making sure I place the numbers in the correct place value. Now I've placed the numbers in the correct place values, I can identify which is largest and which is smallest. I'll start with the largest place value, the millions. These are equal as they both have 3 in. This means 3 million. Next is the hundreds of thousands, both showing 600 thousands in. Next is the 10,000s, and as you can see, the 4 is larger than the 3, meaning 40,000 larger than 30,000. This must mean that the top number is the largest number. Here's another example to help. I placed two more numbers in the place value grid. 5,748,378 and 5,648,378. Again, by starting with the largest place value, we see that the millions are equal at 5 million each. But when we move to the 100,000s, we see that 700,000 is larger than 600,000, meaning the top number is the largest. Here's one last example to help. I placed two more numbers in the place value grid. 9,658,578 and 9,658,548. So now they're in the place value grid, we can check which is the largest number. Again, we start with the millions. As we can see, these are both equal. Next, the hundreds of thousands. Again, both equal. Next, the tens of thousands. Again, both equal. The thousands are also equal. The hundreds are also equal. But when we get to the tens, we can see that the 7 is larger than the 4. So 70 is more than 40. This means that the top number is again the largest number. Time for a quick task. Use the correct mathematical sign to identify the bigger number. Pause the video and give yourself time to write down a new place value grid that you can use to identify whether a number is larger or smaller. Here are the 4 pairs of numbers we would like you to use. Remember, place both numbers in the place value grid, one under each other, and identify which is the largest number using the place value grid, starting with the largest place value first and working your way back. Time for the main task of today's lesson. Complete the worksheet on the Year 6 Home Learning page on the school website. Start with the green to secure your understanding, and then if you would like a challenge, move on to the blue sheet. Remember to use the place value grid to support your learning if you find things difficult. Well done, Year 6. See you tomorrow for the next Maths Home Learning lesson.